sole administrator who has become a more or less like a king, an emperor. I don't see him overseeing a democratic process when the process that brought him can be faulted, has a lacuna, like the lawyers will say. We cannot continue to make a mess of democracy and think we will get a good result at the end of the day. It's like a madman who will pick up a bottle, throw it in the air, put his head and think that it will not break his head. Listen to me. As much as possible, the people still holds the power. And one day we will decide who will rule us. And earlier they correct this injustice, because to me, it is an injustice to Rivers people. It is a slap on our face. It is a spit on our faces. And we must, all of us as Nigerians must speak out, because one day it will be the turn of your state. You know, so what is happening in Rivers State and what they are playing out is illegality, a perpetuation of illegality, an aberration of constitution, and the continued suffocation of the people of Rivers State. My heart goes out to every one of us. But one thing I know for sure, one day somebody will be held accountable for all this mess. I don't see myself recognizing this so-called sole administrator. He is illegal, his presence is annoying, his decisions are completely undemocratic, because sitting in that office, he is an undemocratic sole administrator. And I'm waiting. Let him go, let him come and go. One day, people like him will hold him accountable for how he has squandered our resources and continue to squander our resources, using himself as a conduit pipe, siphoning these resources to the people who sent him. One day, people will hold him accountable.
Well, issue of Fubara and Inyeson Wiki has been dragging, I mean, even more than enough, because I think even the issue of the state of emergency, the 6 months will have been lapsed, and after the reconcile and the alignment and the alignment, people expect that there should be an immediate restoration of a former, I mean, the suspended governor of Rivers State, similar as Fubara. So we are still wondering what is keeping this man out of government house for long like this.
The trouble is already breeding in Rivers State, because you see the kind of local government election they wanted to conduct, and the militants came out and say no local government election in Rivers State until Simi Fubara is being restored, you know, and that was how the whole thing went into crisis, and there's so much crisis now, and the South leaders has come out to make it very clearly, you know, return this man before September 18th. It's an ultimatum, you know. There's no two ways about it. They have actually terrible amendment. So the South region, I don't want to just use that word South, you know, because that's just a political name given to slavery, you know, to conquest. Yeah. But that's the way it stands now, South. But they have come out to say, take a particular stand. Just like what you said, we give you a brief history of what actually transpired. A lot of people know, you know, how the power play, Wike, and how the president tried to intervene, and to an extent, a lot of people said, okay, they went to Abuja, and there was this kind of peace, but we are not seeing that peace yet, you know, transforming into reinstatement of the democratically elected governor. I'm talking about Simi Fubara from Opopo. But the way it is now, it looks as if the South region are beginning to understand that, you know, certain forces might be deliberately against their interests at the end of the day. For the fact that a sitting governor, elected governor, was being suspended, removed from office, angered the agitation to renegotiate Nigeria.
This is a very, very worrisome situation, because people have been, there's been an outcry because of this particular issue of suspended of similar Fubara. Like it's like they have been denied these people opportunity of representation. I mean, the House of Assembly was also suspended. So how do you think people from South, that angle, and even Southeast, we see this? Is it now another systematic way of, conquest and marginalization.
No matter who you say it very correctly. There's no two ways about it. They have not actually benefited from their God-given resources, and there's an underground current, a build-up, of a synergy between the grassroots, and the people of identity, trying to come together on the underground, and that love now the South and Southeast is showing is becoming organic. It's purely organic. It's not politically motivated. It's as a result of regaining consciousness, of what has transpired in the past that has put these two brothers apart. But something very significant that surprises even the entire Nigeria and the Northerners is that, how come that the political leaders in the South region now are beginning to question the rationale of even being part of Nigeria. Like somebody will ask, what is it that Nigeria can offer South that South cannot actually offer themselves? Nobody up to this present time have not been able to answer that question. Because there's so much disunity and oppression in this unity. And people are and that kind of thing that was done in Rivers State, has triggered the renegotiation consciousness. Can we actually continue in this contraption? They are beginning to ask themselves questions. They are beginning to see the perspective, of the Southeast too, on the issue that has to do with nationalism of Nigeria, that it needs to be renegotiated. And the North is insisting, no, it is not negotiable. And the only way that they can leverage and sort things out is to build an organic, brotherhood from the background to be able to stand the pressure that is coming. The Fulanis are also in Delta State. They are killing people in Kwashuku. There's a lot of things are happening. They are also, you saw the riot in Bayelsa State the other day. They're also in Bayelsa State. So that thing is triggering organic, brotherhood build-up, to defend the entire old Eastern province. And the leaders has come out to say, at this point in time, we can no longer guarantee, the unity in Nigeria. Especially now that Jonathan has come out and keep on making statements about what transpired and what happened in Rivers State. That is a slap to him as the former president, having come from that region, and these are the things he might be taking up upon himself, where he begin his global campaign against conflict resolution.
As it was at the beginning, so it is now, but I don't pray that so shall it continue to be in the case of Nigeria, because at the beginning we saw the conquest agenda, and presently now we still see it, but I don't pray that it's going to continue like that. Otherwise, can we consider this? They are using the same Southerner to loot the South. They are using Southerner to loot the South, because the current, sole administrator of Rivers State come from Akwa Ibom. That's the same axis. And the current Senate president, where the resolution have been passed for from the same region. So how do you want to describe this kind of a thing? How long are we going to live with this Afonjas and the Judas among?
I think outside that, already Ababio know that his time is already up. Wike is already caged. I think Wike is already on the fence now, calculating what to do because of the rise of Amechi in Rivers State currently now. So but the inside world, the inside story we are hearing at this point in time, there's organic, build up from the grassroots now, and of course, what that it means. It's going to be massive, and people are questioning now how come that Tombolo suddenly invited all the entire big boys from the southeast, and there was a social gathering in Baramatu, and a lot of things we have been discussed there, signaling that there's going to be a kind of uprising that will checkmate the excesses of the interference of the Fulani oligarchy using political conquest against their interests in the South. It is real. Jonathan complained a lot, about it, even though he pretends sometimes to be on the quiet side. But if you meet Jonathan one-on-one, Jonathan has always questioned the rationale of being one Nigeria. till this moment, and he still hold that at the back of his hand. You understand that Nigeria is not a country, and he keep on saying it, and this is somebody who has attained that level of the presidency, who understands some certain things. Then how can these people lord over the resources, the crude oil, the land, the everything, the water space, and everything, against, for themselves, against the will of the people? And Nigeria is still sitting on that situation and pretending. All they do now is to raise one person from that area, make him one billionaire, give him oil, empower him with money. Then he will begin to challenge his own people under the basis that he has arrived. But let us see how Ababio will be there, Wike will be there, and the man they call Ibas, the sole administrator in River State, will be there. And when the people rises, like they have stopped the local government election currently now, and the South leaders are come out boldly to declare their interest on restoration of the democratically elected governor within a specific time. And the militants has also shut down anything that has to do with a local government election in River State. And that is the boldness where people are saying that we are not against Biafra. They are saying it, we are not against Biafra, that Nigeria is not a country, meaning there's kind of organic reawakening and regaining consciousness over the reality on ground. And what interests a lot of people, analysts, political analysts, both globally and internationally, is that the Gen Z generations now are coming out to tell themselves the real truth. And what is the real truth? The sentiment of South is not Igbo is gradually dying down on daily basis. Because the youth themselves are coming out. The Igbo man has never been in power. The Igbo man has never been in presidency, have not tested presidents, have not ruled Nigeria. But still, you can see the widespread sentiment against the Igbos in Ghana, in everywhere, all over the world, and people are asking questions. These are the people who does not come to anywhere with arms. The Igbo man has never led any conquest against anybody till this moment. I'm talking. They have never invaded any land. The only time that it was registered in the history was the resistance against the British government rule or colonialism as at that time. Outside that, there's no history anywhere that can be attached to the Igbo tribe that they have carried out one particular conquest or another against anybody. So that one can be confirmed. So there's this thing now have begun to open up a lot of channels for them to be together and begin to suck into that organic brotherhood. And when they come out, I'm telling you that they will know that maybe that's what they are saying, that Nigeria might not survive 2027 election.
Before we go, somebody suggests that Wike is a thief, insider, an insider thief that open draw for a super thief like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that Wike may not know that he has given Tinubu chance to look at the of River State to come and steal.
Yes.
And because making attempt to conduct a local government election might mean that a structure want to be taken.
Yes,
somebody
confirmed.
What is your reaction?
I totally agree with you on that. And if you look at the kind of wealth Wike amassed, I don't know why the EFCC is not working and nobody is talking about that kind of wealth and where he lives. Wike alone occupies almost all the like Oba, he occupies almost a space like Oba in River State. Only him, his fence alone is more than 1,000 kilometers.
Wow,
it's long. Only him stays there, and people are imagining what is the excess of all this. Not only that, these guys them are amassing wealth and storing. And now, unfortunately, you don't know that you are dealing with a man, a master himself, in ramification in a game that you are still a kid when you have started playing the game. Maybe you are still in the local government or at that level when you have started playing the game. And now you are seeing that it is very easy. I can tell you that don't joke with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What he would do to Wike, Wike will be surprised at the end of the day. Because as it stands now, the administrator there in River State reported directly to Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
That's good.
And all the resources that goes and come in, it takes order from the president directly. So he has seen all the whole thing that's happening. He's going to see how well the River State is. He has seen everything. All those secrets has been thoroughly been exposed. And it might be the reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu has always been reluctant to deal with the issue of Rivers State, considering the fact that it will be an opportunity to grab the structure and also put a lot of money to defend itself ahead of 2027 election.
Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe if you are watching for first time. Remain blessed.
Rivers people, they are poor, are they prepared, are they happy over what has happened? I think that why that measurement will be very difficult to make because of we haven't done proper statistics. But informal investigation and samples done around Rivers issues, and I can say that 80% of Rivers people are not happy with what is happening, and I assure you they are going to boycott the elections, just as we have advised. And we are not doing this because we don't like Mr. President or the political gladiators, or we have any personal issues with the sole administrator. So rather, with the legal sole administrator. It is because his presence there is annoying, is illegal, and totally unacceptable. First is not the creation of law. For whatever the pretense, we are operating a constitutional democracy. And of course, the laws don't recognize him holding sway. Even if you want to say, oh, there is okay, there is room that Section 305 is saying, okay, when there is crisis, the president can directly intervene. The question we would ask is that why don't you manage the question of security, which is supposed to be a one-off thing, and why do you not there be no other issues of governance that the Constitution has clearly said is the exclusive reserve of those who are elected constitutionally. And as of today, the person who has that authority to so manage the resources and Rivers people, by Rivers people I mean indigenous and non-indigenous who are residents there. The person who has that constitutional power is the Rivers State government and our different assembly members representing us at the different constituencies. Which power is Mr. Evans deriving his power to manage our resources, manage our people, constitute board, electoral board within our laws? Where is he getting all of these powers?